What's going on, guys? How are you doing? My name is Christian Tackett, and today I'm going to give you a room tour. To clear a few things up before we get started, yes, I'm 21 years old, and yes, I still live at home. The reason I still live at home is because I work a really good job, and I am a full-time student, and that's actually the biggest reason. I live probably 10 miles from the university that I go to. So please, if you comment, please don't comment on the fact that I still live at home at 21 years of age. Another thing before we get started, I'm actually recording this on my camera. I've said this camera before if you watch my other videos, but this is the GoPro Hero 3 Plus Silver Edition. And again, I'll say this again, I couldn't afford the black. That's why I'm using the silver. But that doesn't take away from the camera itself, because this is exactly what I wanted to use it for. Vloggy type room tour slash carry with me slash mounted on the four-wheeler and mounted on my Mini Cooper. Yes, I have a Mini Cooper, and that video will be coming out. Without any further ado, let's get started with this room tour. So as soon as you walk in, you kind of see the television. And this is a Toshiba 39-inch television, I believe, as well as a Sony soundbar. I have a couple Android figures, as well as a candle right now, because the room, I don't know, I like the smell of candles. Here's my GoPro cage, which I usually keep on the stand, which is a little bit on the dusty side, but I don't really use the stand all that much, other than just to hold the camera when I'm not using it, so I don't have to throw it in a bag, because this thing does not have a cover, and I don't want to scratch that cover. I have cable tubes. I'm kind of a neat freak. You guys will kind of see that. The room is a little bit on the messy side right now, but I've been in the process of changing a few things, and I'll explain that when we get to it. So here are my sunglasses. These are Ray-Ban prescriptions. Here is my book ARC box. It's sitting here because I just undid it. I unboxed it and put it together. Here's a mouse pad for whenever I'm going to be putting my new desk together, and again, I'll explain that more as it comes up. Here's my dresser. It's actually a dresser that I broke recently and painted it black, and it looks like garbage. So I don't know what I'm going to... It's going to stay here until I move out, I think, and it's going to stay the way it is. I usually don't actually keep clothing in here. I hang most of my clothes up, but that has like sleep pants, sweatpants, and thing I just keep like miscellaneous items, so I'm not going to dive into that. Underneath here, I don't know if you guys can really see this or not, I have a dusty Apple TV that I don't actually use all that often because I use a Chromecast, and you're not going to be able to see that, and I'll explain why. Here's my PlayStation 3. Again, I don't really play games, but it's there for Blu-rays, and occasionally I'll play a game, but that's on a very, very, very rare occasion. Here's my Sony entertainment system audio box thing, which houses a couple HDMI imports, and that's actually where the Chromecast is connected, way down there, and that's all connected with the power surge protector. It's all the way in the back, and you guys probably can't see that, but if you can see that, it's gonna be blue. So yeah, moving on. I have two light stands. I wanted something here that kind of filled the area a little bit. The light stands work perfectly because they're there and really accessible whenever I need it, and it so happens that they make great cardigan sweater holders and jacket holders, but mainly cardigans because I wear cardigans. I don't know. Moving on, we're gonna get into the closet. I keep a hair tie, actually right here, and at nighttime I'll put that there to keep the door shut because I have a puppy and she is a little bit on the curious side when it comes to me being asleep. So, don't mind the dirty sock. I'm not wearing them now. I took them off and I'm in the process of doing laundry. For the most part, my clothes are color coordinated because I'm a little bit obsessive compulsive. And like I said, I was doing some laundry, so that's that. This drives me crazy. This is just miscellaneous stuff like a mixing board, light bulbs, more organizers that I haven't hung up yet, belts, Angry Bird stuff, mic stands, and some shoes. It's just a whole bunch of just stuff. I live in Missouri, and more toward the Joplin area. And if you guys know anything about the Joplin area, there was a huge tornado about 3 years back. So I have an emergency bag that's weather sealed. It has enough stuff to get me by for a couple of days, just in case something like that happens again. I can just throw my back and get the hell out of here. I know it's a little bit paranoid, but whenever stuff like this happens, you would be prepared. Jeans, sweaters, other stuff. A miscolored hanger or two. Oh, yep, there's red and white. Drives me crazy because, again, I'm a little bit on the obsessive compulsive side. Moving on, we have my old speakers, and again, I'll explain that more. Some office stuff like binders, colored paper, folders, etc. Here's a suction cup we got from Harbor Freight, which I mounted my GoPro quick release, as well as the arm, so I can hook it up to the four-wheeler in my car. GoPro box. School binders that I haven't archived yet. Currently, my stuff is in storage, so I haven't had a chance to take that out there yet. Printer paper and paperwork for my speaker system that's there, which is falling, so we're going to put it back over here. On the bottom here we have power, coax, DVI, VGA, miscellaneous USB stuff, which is usually cable tied. A lot of the stuff is actually not cable tied, but Velcro tied altogether. These are stuff I just kind of threw in here recently because I'm redoing my setup. More miscellaneous items such as webcams, USB, mini DVI to HDMI adapters, socket stuffs, and other stuff like that. Here is actually more cables. It's a mini display to DVI, stuff like that. Just cables, garbage, really. This is my organization type stuff. I don't know why this is here. This is a wrist strap whenever you're working on computers and stuff. And pens, stuff like that. Hopefully I can show you guys everything that's in there. Again, I can't see what you guys can see because I don't actually have a monitor on this camera. My phone's over there, preview, but I don't feel like holding my phone because I have the point. This is my film stuff, like clothespins or C47s, mic cables, parts of my matte box are in there, other stuff like that. And this is more miscellaneous electronics and a glasses case. But I have like my calculator, PS3 remote. There is a quarter-inch male to quarter-inch male for like my bass, which you guys will see. A baton. I don't know why I have it, but I guess I have it. Might as well get it out of the way. Insert for my camera bag, which I also use as my school bag, so that makes it easily available to hit my hand. Swap that out. Paper lantern, some boxes. I try to keep minimalist boxes in my room because there's no point in just having a whole bunch of boxes because it just takes up room, and I plan on keeping some of the electronics, but some of the stuff I may actually end up selling, like my laptop, when I plan on upgrading, my Nexus 7, stuff like that. Keep that so I can have that to resell, but everything else I pretty much just throw away. Okay, so moving on, because I accidentally hit the power button. Back here I have a scanner, some paperwork, which I'm not going to show you, as well as some shoes and some umbrellas. I don't know if you guys can see that back there, but what else do I have back here? Oh, I have amplifier as well as speaker cable, because I had my Dodge Intrepid, which was a old man car, but I loved it so much because I could fit two 12-inch subwoofers back there, and it won't fit in my Mini Cooper now. So I'm in the process of modifying the boxes to actually accommodate some speakers, because I think I'm just going to go with a single 12, pushing 500 watts. I'm going to go, that'll be plenty enough for my car. What else do I have? I have some more umbrellas, as well as a little tripod. We're going to come over here and hit that button. Hopefully that'll show a little bit better. A mini tripod, as well as some umbrellas, an old projector, slideshow projector that I inherited. Here are my headphones. These are Audio-Technica ATH M50s. Keep them in a bag to keep them dust proof, get away from dirt and stuff. My camera bag. Camera bag is actually quite messy right now, but it has my T3i with a 24 to 105, which I can't get back in the slot. Tascam DR40, battery grip, cables, viewfinder, quick release, back door for the GoPro, some lenses, miscellaneous. Back here is my Asden SGM1X, which I plug into the Tascam DR40. Going down here, brake shoes from Mini Cooper, because I need to replace those eventually. Power steering fluid. I had a power steering pump go out in the Mini Cooper, and you have to use a specialty fluid, which pisses me off. So instead of spending $5 on fluid, you have to spend $25 on fluid. So I have a second one here because I didn't know how much I was going to need. And yes, that still angers me. Speaking of power steering, I have my power steering fan, which I haven't installed yet because it's just been, weather's been inconsistent and I've been kind of lazy. Cleaning wipes, because I pulled them out of my Intrepid when I was selling it. I actually sold my Intrepid. Not as much as I wanted to get for it, but I sold it. Another camera that I inherited, a Giotto's air blower, Sour Patch gum, miscellaneous paperwork, moleskin notebooks. This is a CD from the Dead Indians, which is a group from my work. I actually enjoy their music quite a bit. Paychecks, which I'm not going to show you that. I don't know if you guys are into country music. I am. But there was a band called Parmalee, and they sing a song called Carolina. And my dad bought a car off of them in North Carolina, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says Carolina #3, and that's actually what they looked like before. But this was their EP or demo. I don't know, but I have that. It's still in cellophane. It's probably not worth anything, but I thought it was kind of cool to keep around. So not more, but I have some discs right there that are blank, and some of these have like Windows 7, Windows 8, and some other programs. I actually don't have an optical drive anymore, so they're kind of useless, but I have them. I'm not just going to throw them away. So they just stay here. I have a Apple TV remote, which I've told you before I don't really use, so I keep it out of the way, as well as old film camera. I know that's bad. Please don't tell me. The books that I inherited. Other cameras. I'm a vintage camera collector. I love vintage cameras. I have a whole bunch more. I just don't have the room for it. So maybe when I move out, I'll do another tour, and I'll show you some of the cameras that I have. There's an old video camera here. There's a smell good thing. Right back there, if you can see the red light, is a switch, and that is remote controlled. That's actually how I turned on the light from over there, up there. So here's some of the books. If you guys want to see, some of them are textbooks, some of them are reading books, and mostly they're writing books. I hate to say this. I'm trying to say it without sounding douchey. I'm a fantastic writer. I just hate doing it. So I take a lot of composition classes, and I don't know. I think if you can write, you can get a job anywhere. So that's kind of my way of thinking about it. Moving on here. These are Walking Dead magazines, the comics that were released. I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, and I really want to make a video explaining my feelings about the last couple of episodes. Try not to drop this thing, hands cramping up. So I may make a video about that, but I love the television series so much that I decided that I'm actually going to read the comics. So, yeah. Right here is a tube where you put like posters, why do I keep saying magazines? We keep posters and everything like that. Here is a subwoofer, which is wireless, which connects to that over there. So that's nice that I can have it completely wireless and completely on the opposite side. I guess I wouldn't say opposite side of the room, but just away, so it's not cluttering up a giant area. And somebody's walking with their child. Here is my nightstand, and it's just a cheap nightstand I picked up at Walmart for like 15 bucks because I didn't need anything special, and I wanted something low enough to actually fit underneath the window. I eat in bed. That's a horrible habit, and I'm fully aware of it, but I love Sour Patch Kids. I can't imagine not having Sour Patch Kids before I go to bed. So, yeah. I am also a huge bottle of water fanatic. I don't like tap water. I seen a story one time about bloodworms being in water supply in like Oklahoma or something like that. So it's freaked me out ever since, and I have to drink bottled water. Here is a Nexus 7 2013 edition, very dirty table, and a wireless charger for my Nexus 5 and a bottle cap, because apparently I just have bottle caps. Here's an air purifier. I have bad allergies, but I turned it off for the sake of this video. Here is just it's a painting my mom made, and I kind of enjoyed it, so I hung it up. Just a headboard, which I have a sock tucked behind it so it doesn't hit the wall, and that's about as ghetto as it gets. A quilt, pillows, and this big pillow, I sleep with a pillow between my legs, because apparently I'm a pregnant woman, and pregnant women sleep with pillows between their legs. I don't know. And no, I'm not gay. I know some people have asked me that before. I'm not. I promise. I'm just a little bit feminine. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Irrelevant, but moving on. Here's an Outsiders poster, which has not come out yet. If you're a Film Riot fan, you know what that is. Still a little bummed that it's not out, but we'll eventually see it. Proximity, which was actually really good. Hands down, one of the best short films I've seen my entire life. Right here are these CM160s by Newer. $30 lights. You pick up on Amazon. You gotta get a battery for them. Battery's currently on the charger, which is underneath there. I did not show you that. Oh, here's my remote, by the way. And it's Velcro to the table. Amazon Basics tripod. Very cheap fluid head tripod, which I really like because I like going cheap and affordable, but this is still rock solid. Here is a rigged clamp with gaff tape on it so I don't scratch the tripod, as well as a PNC grip so I can mount my microphone. Another CN160, dogs are barking. Here's my bass. This is a Nikki 6 Blackbird by Epiphone. Love this bass. This was actually what I got for my 16th birthday. Instead of getting a car, I got a bass. Here's another one of those little paper lanterns I have on the ceiling. So whenever I'm like working, like doing homework or anything on my computer, I don't want like the overhead light. I just click that on. Gives me a little bit of light without being a little bit overwhelming, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm not going to show you everything here in depth because, well, quite frankly, it's going to be close to the same, but I'm getting a new desk that'll be here Friday. So I don't want to get too in depth, but I'll just kind of walk you through it really quick. Oh, here's another painting and other stuff. 2 Dell 24-inch monitors, 1920 by 1200, Apple wireless keyboard, clipped speakers, a USB DAC. Down here I have a DOS mechanical keyboard for Mac and a Magic Mouse. I hate the Magic Mouse and I'm looking to replace it. I just haven't found anything that I want or could afford. Like I want the Rat 9, but I can't justify spending $130 on a mouse. So yeah, you'll find that I'm kind of cheap. Like I have a lot of decent things in my opinion that I worked really hard for, but if you work for your stuff, you understand that, you know, you want to get the best deal as possible and get what you can really afford. If that makes sense? I don't know. I'm rambling. Here's my chair. It's broken and it's garbage at this point, but I can't, again, justify getting a new one because it still works just fine. This is broken, so I glued it and melted it together. The pump that raises the chair up and down is broken, so I've electrical taped it to the point that it gets the height that I need it. There's an NFC tag because my Nexus 5 uses NFC. I tap it there, turn my ringer on, and kills my data and turns on Wi-Fi. So just stuff like that. I was drinking some coffee before I started. Here's my school bag. That's also the camera bag I was talking about with the insert that's inside of the closet. Pair of shoes my puppy's chewed. So again, I'm waiting to get another pair of shoes until she is older and does not eat my stuff because I would hate to buy another pair of shoes just for her to eat. There's a hard drive that I do not have hooked up currently because I'm going to be redoing this setup. MacBook Pro on the book arc that I was talking about earlier as well. The MacBook Pro is a 15-inch Retina, late 2013 quad-core i7, 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gigabyte SSD, and a 2 gigabyte video card. I'm an IT student. I need all the power I can get. So, and I'm a Mac guy. I know that's horrible, but I'll show you actually what I'm talking about. Okay, so I literally just logged into the computer, and I am a Mac and PC guy, if that makes sense. Like, I use Mac primarily as my operating system, but I still use Windows. So, like, right now I'm running Parallels. But, like, oh, I can't do this one-handed, can I? Oh, here I can. There you go. See, I'm a Mac guy, but there's Windows. This is my programming software. This is my assignment that I was just doing, which is right here, just flipped upside down. So, yes, I use Mac and PC. So, don't hate on me for being a Mac guy and not knowing anything about computers. I know a thing or two about computers. I just prefer OS X. And if you choose to build a Windows system, you can build a Hackintosh. I understand that, but I didn't want to do that. So yes, another one of the stands, some gum and cable tubes and other stuff like that, a trash can, and my setup is pretty unique in a sense that I don't have a lot of wire messes. I collapse down. I know that looks like a whole lot of wire mess, and to me this is a lot of a wire mess, but this is again temporary until my new desk comes in, which will be probably Friday, but I won't do a video until another day. So here is a little bit of a pan thing going around in circles. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to like it. It makes me feel good about myself. If you want to subscribe, I don't do tech videos that often. It's more of a whatever's in my head type thing. So yeah, if you guys want to see something more in depth, feel free to leave that as a comment down below as well, and I'll try to make a video about it. That'll be it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope this camera worked out pretty well, because the last time I did it, it was on a Canon PowerShot LF300HS, which was a pretty good camera back in like 2012, which is a long time in technology world. So yes, that'll be it, guys. I will see you later. Check out the links down below. Peace out. Crisscross applesauce. Y'all stay classy, and darkness